Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. So let's talk about the Michael Jordan versus Bill Russell debate. Who is the GOAT? Former NBA player, Seattle Supersonic legend, Shawn Kemp, he said Bill Russell is the GOAT. Bill Russell is the greatest player of all time. And it's all opinions, it's all subjective. And rest in peace to the great Bill Russell. So I'm not here to bash Bill Russell or undermine his achievements and his greatness. The man was great. So I'm not here to do that. But when we are talking about GOATs, the greatest, who is the greatest to ever do it, accolades matters. Because a lot of times when we talk about, Michael Jordan is the greatest, you will hear LeBron fans come into your comment section. You will see LeBron fans saying, oh, if it's all about championships, then Bill Russell is the GOAT. That's normally the cop-out LeBron James fan use to downplay Michael Jordan's greatness or to elevate LeBron. They always use Bill Russell. They'll throw that in the mix. Whenever you have a LeBron versus Jordan debate, they'll say Bill Russell has more rings, so he should be the GOAT. But whenever we are talking about the GOATs, that is one part of the equation. The first thing is rings. Then there's accolades. Then you have the eye test. There are multitudes of categories that we would use to determine who is the GOAT. I hear what Shawn Kemp is saying, but I have to push back a little. So what makes Bill Russell the GOAT? Because every time you hear somebody say Bill Russell, he's the GOAT, it's always championships. And that's the number one factor, as it should be. But the question is, was he the best player on his team during all 11 rings? And we all know the answer to that situation. No, he was not. As great as he wasn't the best player on his team in majority of the championships. On top of the fact that they only had 8 teams and he was on the best team in the league. Let's be honest. Bill Russell's team was overly stacked. So the odd was always in his favor. And you have less than 10 teams? Come on. Once again, I'm not here to undermine Bill Russell's greatness. The man he was great. Rest his soul. Rest his soul. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just trying to contextualize when people say that, Bill Russell is the GOAT over Jordan because he has more rings. But then I'm like, so what about accolades? What about the eye test? Does that not matter? And we all have our own opinions. There are no wrong opinions. Opinions is just that, opinions. So even if you want to use the ring debate, saying he has more rings, then we go to phase 2, accolades. And when you try to match up Bill Russell with Michael Jordan, it's not even close. It's a landslide. It's not even close. So even if all you LeBron James fans want to use Bill Russell in your argument to help LeBron by saying he has more rings, so he should be the GOAT, because LeBron is 4 and 6, and they always try to use Bill Russell to say this is the reason why you can't use rings in the debate versus LeBron and MJ, because Bill Russell has more than MJ. But we also have accolades. I have never said MJ is the GOAT because he has 6 rings. No, that's a part of the equation. I also speak on all his accomplishments, everything he has done, from the scoring titles, defensive player of the year, MVPs, steal champion, all this. The eye test, I put everything in a pot and I stirred up. Okay, here we go. So Bill Russell, he has 1 all-defensive team, 1 NBA All-Star MVP, 5 regular season MVPs, the exact same as Michael Jordan. He's a 12-time NBA All-Star. He also led the NBA in rebounds 4 times. He had a dozen consecutive seasons of 1,000 or more rebounds. So this man was a beast on the boards, Once again, we know he's great. Him and MJ, they both shared 5 MVPs, regular season MVPs. Obviously, Bill Russell, he wins in the rebound department. He's 6'10", almost 6'11", but that's where it stops. MJ just have way more. 6 finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 1 defensive player of the year, just like Bill Russell, 3-time steal champion. So even though they share 5 regular season MVPs, Bill Russell has more championships. Beyond that, MJ beat him in every category almost. MJ runs away with it. So I don't know how Bill Russell could be considered the greatest. If you want to put him in the top 3, top 5, of course, that's fine. He has the accolades to back that. You could put him in your top 5, that's no problem. But to say he's the greatest, it's all opinion, it's subjective. But it just doesn't hold up for me because MJ beats him in so many categories. Granted, the NBA started giving out the finals MVP the last season of Bill Russell's career. So in essence, he would have had a few finals MVP. So we could look at it from that standpoint. So I guess we could put the finals MVP to the side since, that started basically 1969-70. So he basically missed that period of finals MVPs. So we could put that to the side. But even if you do, him and MJ has the same regular season MVPs, but MJ has the scoring titles, he has the rebounds, MJ has a defensive player of the year, MJ has a 3-time steal champion, MJ has the highest scoring average. I mean, there are so many things that MJ has over Bill Russell, even though Bill Russell was great for his time. I just don't see how you could say he's the greatest NBA player ever. I mean, of course, if you're from earlier years, the 60s, the 70s, you're going to be a little biased because that's your era. That's always the case. It's normal. You are always going to favor your era. It's natural for you to be biased based on when you was born. So this is what Shawn Kemp had to say. The best to ever play the game is not going to be the leading scorer. He'll be the one in the middle doing a lot of different things because he's going to help people out. Bill Russell was the first one blocking shots and keeping the ball in play. We were blocking shots and throwing them up 17 rows in the stands. He was actually blocking shots and they were getting effing layups off them. As I look through the years of basketball, I think Wilt Chamberlain was a beast. But Wilt Chamberlain was wearing his ass out. So let's keep it real. If you're talking about the all-around best player in the game, how many championships they won? And how long did they do it for? He's got to be up there. And I agree. I would not argue that. Like I said, he's up there. No debate. MJ, Russell, Kareem, they're up there. However you want to organize your list, it's all good. But I don't feel like Russell is ahead of Jordan. Jordan is the standards. If you want to say Russell was a standards, pre-Jordan, okay. Or during Jordan early years before he actually ascended, okay, no argument. But once Jordan ascended, he ran off with it. And like I said, you always hear these LeBron fans down in the comments, they'll try to use Bill Russell 11 rings as a way, since LeBron is 4-6 with a losing record and Jordan is 6-0, then it doesn't matter because Bill Russell has 11 and he's not the GOAT. You hear this argument all the time. And it's pathetic. Like, you're trying to use somebody else to elevate LeBron because his game can't do it. But anyway, I digress. But I hear what Shawn Kemp is saying. The man is great once again, but I just don't feel like he's the GOAT. If you want to put him in the top 3, I wouldn't argue that. No argument. You want to put him in your top 5? No argument. Your top 10, whatever? No argument. It's all opinions. But number 1, I feel like that's a bit much. But rest up to Bill Russell, man. He was a phenomenal basketball player. A phenomenal player. Great on defense. Good offense. A team player. A great team player. As became Michael Jordan. When he first came into the league, he was all about scoring. Scoring. But once he got Phil Jackson, he learned it's a team sport. One man can't win a game. It's impossible. 2 men can't win a game. You need a team. You are going to need the others, as Shaq always say. And once MJ learned that, got that into his psyche, I'm going to need my team, and he got a running mate in Scottie Pippen and a better cast, it was over. The man took off and the rest is history. But shout out to Bill Russell for paving the way for all these players, man. Got to give the man his flowers. You know, he's not here. Great player all around. If you want to say he's in the top 3, I won't argue it. You won't hear me argue that. It's all good. But I will push back, or, you know, I will debate if you say he's number 1. I just can't give it to him. Put the finals MVP to the side, because once again, the finals MVP, that came about like the last season, the last year of his career. You know, he was on his way out, you know, to retire. So we'll put that to the side. So it's more evenly matched. MJ doesn't have an upper hand. So put that away. They have the same MVPs. They both has 5. Bill Russell is a rebound monster. MJ is a scoring monster. So shout out to Bill Russell, man. Rest up to that man. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.